Welcome to another episode of Because Fuck You, That's Why. This week, we took a break from our regular format to have a little bit of fun and reminisce of Aaron and my Saturday out to Toronto to see the Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Roadshow with a Q&A by Kevin Smith after the show. We'll be back to our regular format next time. Why? Because fuck you, that's why.
Ooh.
I like that one. I like the taste of that.
Yeah.
They're definitely like when Steve had that lemon one.
Yeah.
Back.
This is the second time.
I like the smell of it.
Like, I was told Stephen when we were in Toronto, we got to tell you all about our trip.
Oh shit. Oh, I'm recording this, so this works out.
Yeah,
let's do this. This counts.
Sure.
Extra.
So, I'm going to jump ahead. We'll come back to the
Yeah, go for it, man.
But before I forget, and the weed will make me forget.
Yes,
the first time I could ever taste like a flavor in weed was on this trip. He gave me something. I can't remember what it was.
Was it the gummy or was it the vape?
No, it was a vape. We were walking in Toronto.
That was a high concentrated sativa because it had the energy. It wasn't like a knock you out kind. Cause I didn't want that shit that night.
Yeah.
And I think it was.
Is it raspberry?
It was definitely a berry type. I can't remember what kind it was though. It was a flavored one though.
Yeah.
But the guy recommended that one.
All I remembered was like, wow, this is the first flavored weed I've ever had. I'm like, no, people have given you weed and said this is a different flavor, and I'm like, that's just fucking weed. But like this is the second time I've had that feeling. The first one was in Toronto when I smoked whatever the hell that was.
Right.
This time I'm like, oh, I can taste the lime.
Yep.
Maybe your palate is finally becoming awake or something. I don't know if vapes work like that. Because I used to get the when I switched to the regular tobacco vapes, I had cherry.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was like cherry flavor. I could taste it.
Yeah,
pretty predominant. So,
but I mean, you know, when you first start, like everything tastes the same. Like wine, wine was a big thing for me. I'm like, oh,
until your palate matures
until
and then it
you get
changes.
used to it, and you're like, oh, now I can detect it. Maybe I just haven't done it.
Maybe
I haven't done enough weed. Let's get on this.
That might be it.
Yeah. So
me neither. I gotta do some more too.
So Saturday we texted each other excitedly, like, yeah, let's get moving. Let's roll and pick you up. We made jokes and this and that and the other thing. I gassed up my truck, picked him up, and we drove like 2 hours to Canada.
Yeah, got to go to Canada, which was freaking awesome.
Zero trouble at the border because we were white.
Yeah, the border was really quick. Like they asked like 3 questions, like where are you going?
Both times it was like super easy in and out. No real issues, thank heavens.
Yeah. Drive up wasn't. We went to Tim Hortons.
Yeah, we stopped at Tim Hortons in Canada. It was one of the first things we did. Well, we also had the exchange.
Yes. Oh yeah, we had the exchange because we needed cash.
Yeah, that was funny. I almost left my card in the machine there.
Yeah.
Lady was like, "Sir," like, I got my money. What's the matter?
It's fucking hysterical. Like when me and Sarah were coming to Umacon, and we're driving through, we stopped at Tim Hortons to get like just coffee and whatever, and a sandwich. And we ordered, like, we each got coffee, we each got, like, a donut or muffin or whatever. And then the total came to whatever it was. Sarah handed him a 20, American. And then they gave us back, like, 21 something. Yeah. That was fucked up.
Dude, yeah, the exchange rate was really good, too. Because I exchanged, like, $200 because I knew I was going to go to the dispensary plus whatever for the weekend.
Yeah.
Or for the night, so... I get 200 and I got like 250 something back.
Yeah.
Or 260. I was like, oh shit, all right.
That's
I'm like, I can spend this.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
So even though the prices of like Tim Hortons stuff didn't change over there, in Canadian it's the same number as it would be in American.
That bagel.
So I was like, yeah. They had a French toast bagel that Stevie just absolutely fell in love with.
So good. So good. Just cinnamon all over the damn thing, man. It just tastes like French toast. Like the first one I had at the first Tim Hortons. Yes, there was multiples. The first Tim Hortons, I got just regular cream cheese on that, the French toast bagel, and then my black coffee with sugar because just need energy.
Yeah, I got a hot chocolate with caramel shot, and then 2 cinnamon raisin bagels. Just my usual. Well, I mean, it's pretty much all I like on Tim Hortons menu, to be honest. So, all their sandwiches have cheese. Fuck them. So I know.
You could.
I could.
I don't want to inconvenience them for inconveniencing me. Fuck them.
I don't want to order it and get home and find they didn't. listening, there's still cheese.
Hey, the bagels are good.
Yeah. Anyway, regardless, I did enjoy the bagels. So,
You've already forgotten.
once we recharged,
Yes.
we drove into Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Our first stop, naturally, was the dispensary.
Yes.
Quite naturally. Stevie dropped pretty much all of his money there.
Not
Like
a good amount.
A ridiculous amount of money. I was like, holy
So
shit.
it was
I'm
a
like,
cafe.
Motherfucker's going to start dealing. He's going to smuggle it. This is a smuggling operation, and I'm the unwitting accomplice.
So
God damn it.
I get into this place, and like the windows of this building are covered in black plastic bags, and it says cafe, and it's pointing in with like a green little pot leaf on it.
Cafe,
Yeah.
question mark.
Just standing, just sitting in the truck outside. I'm like, I really hope Stevie's not going to get shanked in there.
Dude, I open the door. No joke, it's a fucking nice cafe, like coffee cafe, biscuits, and like biscotti and shit. And then you get up there, and there's like a lady at a desk or whatnot, and she checks your ID to make sure you're old enough because there's recreation and medical there. And she just checks it real quick and then gives you like one of those little vibrating pager things, like from a restaurant. You just chill, or you can get a coffee or whatnot. You just wait, and then you go in, and their dispensary is pretty cheap. So I was able to get like a vape kit. Like it came with the cartridge, which I got the sativa, the flavored sativa. It came with a battery and a charger, and the battery was already charged. Like not all the way, but enough to use it right away if I wanted to.
Mm.
And that was like $70, which is mad cheap. And then I was like, oh yeah, I want to get a couple of joints because I just want to smoke. So I was like, give me 2 house sativas, just something to smoke outside. And he's like, okay, and they were like $20. And then I was like, I need a thing of edibles. He's like, okay. I was like, you got a pack that has a bunch of little ones in it, just so I can pass them out if anybody at the show wants any, Of course, of legal age. So he shows me 2 different kinds, and one of them were bunnies. And I was like, cool. But then he showed me another one in a tin. They were little bears, but it was like 10 of them in there or some shit. I'm like, oh shit, I'll take those because they're like 35 milligrams each. Just give you a little bit of a hit.
Mm.
I was like, I'll take that. And he threw them both in there. But then he charged me for the tin, I think.
He was probably so.
Yeah. But it was cool, man. I got all that stuff and then came back out with this nice bag full of new goodies.
A giant paper grocery bag.
Yeah.
And then we proceeded to get to the hotel.
Yeah. We went to the hotel. I'd gotten a room at the Bond Place Hotel. Now, just looking at it, just looking at the room in the pictures, I'm like, okay, it's like, 2 double beds. It's a reasonably sized room. Turns out that picture was more zoomed in than I realized. It was a really small room with 2 single beds.
Yeah.
And in my head, the scale of both the room and the beds had widened to be reasonable. And then when we got there, we found not so much.
Both of us couldn't stand up at the same time in this room.
That logically doesn't make any sense. And yet somehow I feel it was true.
It was so fucking weird. It really was.
It was, yeah.
So, like, the drive up wasn't bad. The getting to the dispensary took a little bit because traffic started building up and there was construction. So we were like, oh, we just want to get there and get to the fucking hotel. And we had traffic getting to the hotel. And trying to find parking.
It was like 20 minutes.
Oh,
to get from the dispensary to the hotel, and we probably could have made it there faster if we had walked.
Yeah, for sure.
After waiting 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was brutal sitting in midday Toronto traffic downtown. Like it was.
Even on the weekend, that's weird.
I know.
Figure
Yeah.
most everybody leaves.
That's what we
the weekend.
figured.
Yeah. I was thinking you guys have a great time in because everyone's leaving on the weekend. You're going in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually, I got down to park in front of the Bob Place Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Went upstairs, checked out our room.
Laughed. Got our shit ready.
Felt sorry for myself. Had a little bit of a tinkle because we'd been sitting in the truck for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then we were like, what should we do now? And we were like, let's just, there's a pizza place right down the street. Let's just walk to that.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked to this place now called Blaze Pizza.
Yes.
Which he thought was a good omen, obviously.
Like, gotta do it.
So I walked in and I looked at the menu, and it was like, oh, they fire it right here, right in front of you, and it just real quick.
Yeah.
They put those, and they don't have sizes. I found when I ordered a large, he's like, oh, no size.
It's all personal size.
I just got a plain cheese pepperoni, and I watched it put all the ingredients on the dough, and like you literally watch them make the pizza right in front of you, and it doesn't take that long. It took like maybe
it wasn't
10 minutes.
Not at all. Yeah,
it was
quick.
very, very quick. And you get your pizza and you get a drink or whatever, and you just take it to the table and you eat it up fresh from the oven. And it was surprisingly good. Like it was solid.
Thin crust, but real nice. It was crispy too.
800-degree fucking brick oven.
Yep.
Flash fries it.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that shit though. It has a nice crisp crunch to it.
And they had some cool drinks there.
Oh yeah.
And they had the standard pop selections, but they also had
neither of us got pop.
like a double lemonade machine. One was regular lemonade, the other one was like a raspberry fruit lemonade composite, something like that. And yours, the one you went for, was in the other ones. Now these weren't.
They were regular drinks.
Yeah, they weren't. They weren't like.
Mine were not.
They weren't soft drinks.
No.
Say.
They were like those mixed, like almost like a Loganberry like fountain drink thing. Yeah.
And the one you got was that, I want to say boysenberry, but that's wrong. It was some kind of dark berry.
Yeah, and it was not like sweet. Like it had a little bit of sugar or sweetness to it, but it was refreshing. That was my whole thing. It was like it was nice, and not carbonated at all. So it was like perfect.
Yeah. So we finished up. We refilled. Refills were free.
Yep.
And then we walked out. And
we started vaping. I started vaping like crazy. So yeah, it was a little chilly out when we got out there. So I had a shirt on, my Smod Squad shirt. Then I had my hoodie on, and then I had my jersey over it because I had my hoodie on.
Yeah.
And then I had my hat on.
And we were like, well, the theater's supposed to be close. Why don't we just walk from here?
Yeah. And then we didn't want to park the truck because Aaron got the hotel close to the theater, so we were just going to park it for the night. Yeah. Don't have to worry about the car, or the truck. Yeah.
It turns out my sense of space was all messed up that day because it was not directly next to the theater. It was 3 miles away.
Jesus Christ.
But it was early.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. And it's like, well, okay.
I swear I must have been baked out of my mind that day.
It might.
My sense of size was completely off in distance and all that shit. So we said, screw it, let's walk. We're warm enough. It's he's wearing 4 layers. I got 3. Which should be fine.
Good. I'm gonna be high in a couple seconds, so it didn't matter.
We just ate, so we're gonna be warmed up by that. And I'm like, it's not that cold. It's not that snowy either.
Right.
Let's just walk.
We get about 3 blocks, and my hand's cold from the drink, and I threw it out. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, bringing the drink along may have been a tactical error.
I didn't even have ice in it.
Yeah, I wasn't cold per se, but I was realizing that out of my nervousness, I just kept drinking from it, and I had to pee pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we decided to keep walking a little ways, because we were making pretty good time.
Yeah, and the first show started at 6:30, and the plan was to meet up with a couple people before while we're in line, smoke up. That's why I got the joints for everybody.
And we had an hour and a half. And to get there, and it was 3 miles away. I've done 3-mile walks in an hour before. I was like, let's
like we got this.
I have not done one in quite some time. Again, tactical error. So we're walking down downtown Toronto. It's getting colder because naturally it's getting later. We're getting colder. And I'm old and fat, and I eventually started to break down in the middle of public. Like, why, Steve? Why have you done this to me? I hate carrying your baby. So, no, that didn't happen. But I did say, we should stop in the next cool store we see.
Yeah,
because we'd seen a couple.
And to get warm because it's starting to snow a little.
Yeah. So we stopped at a GameStop. We walked around for like maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, warmed up and looked at a couple of things. Saw that cool Batman game.
Yeah.
There's
the Talisman. Batman supervillains.
Yeah, that was fucking badass.
That was such a weird combination. I was like, is this Canada only? Talisman is like a RPG in a box, basically, if you're playing board games. You just put a board out, you roll, you move so many spaces, you get into a fight, you roll to complete it, you get XP, you get better weapons and stuff, yada, yada, yada. And it mixes somehow with Batman villains. Like, I'm like, it's Batman supervillains, no less. I was like, how is this going to work? So anyway, my mind was just kind of reeling from the idea of Batman supervillain RPG in a box. But it exists. I resisted the
so did I, actually. Because it was not like that. It was like $39 Canadian.
No, it was a bit more than that.
Was it?
Yeah, I was
it 49 or 50?
I think it may have been 49.
I think it was 40. Still, $50 Canadian is like, what, 41
I don't know.
American?
I can't do the exchange in my head.
It's somewhere around there.
Take off a third, because it's like a buck $1.30 right now. $1 American gets you $1.30 something Canadian.
Yeah. Because I always typed it, I was like, I got the money right now. No, I know.
So we waited until the chill left our bones,
mm-hmm.
and then we proceeded out again.
Yep. And at that point, we were 3-point-something kilometers away.
Yeah, we'd made.
It
was like 5.5 when we started.
Yeah.
We made it probably about another kilometer, maybe 1.5 kilometers, maybe 15 minutes, and we were getting cold again.
Yeah, it started snowing more.
Shit.
Call the fucking cab.
Like it started flurrying.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, jump. Oh.
So we stopped and we're like, oh man, it has been like 40 minutes and we're still like a good 2 kilometers away maybe. And we got 40 minutes to get there if we want to get there in time for the show at all, let alone meeting people and standing in line.
Right.
So we stopped. We're like, let's just stop in the next store, period. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. And so we came upon
we had to go to the bathroom anyway.
Yeah, we came upon a Subway.
Not the way you think.
Yeah. Oh no, the Subway restaurant.
Yes.
Where they make sandwiches, not an underground Subway choo-choo train.
Oh, I was talking about coming on stuff.
Never mind. Okay.
I want to come in your Parmesan rosemary garlic bread.
How dare you bring up Jared again? So yeah, that's fun. We stopped in Subway.
Yep.
Dude was totally chill. Really cool.
He looked bored.
There's a sign on the bathroom saying you must be a customer to use. So I was like, I'll just buy whatever. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'll take anything. It doesn't matter. I just need to go to the bathroom. And he's like, no, just go ahead and use it, man. Sweet.
Yeah.
Party subs coming up.
And I was thirsty anyway.
Yeah, right? And I wound up buying shit. He wound up buying
shit. I was high at that point, man. I was like, I need something to eat. So I got that baked potato chips because I knew they were healthier.
Restaurants, this is how you do it. You want people to spend money in your establishment. Tell them that it's a price to pay for the bathroom, but then have your employees say, no, go ahead, you can use it. Yeah. Because that makes the people who just got the free bathroom trip want to spend more money in your establishment.
It's true.
It's exactly what we wound up doing. I think I got a drink and some cookie or something. I don't remember. And Stevie got the chips and the drink as well. Mm-hmm. So we recharged. We got almost as warm as we were when we left
the
GameStop. Yeah. But not quite because we were like, now we're under time constraints. We got to get there in a pretty big hurry.
It was EB Games, right?
No, it was a GameStop. Or no, you're right. I think it was EB Games.
Yeah, it was an EB Games,
which I think is the same company anyway. But
but Canada.
No, but it was Electronic Boutique, which is what GameStop became. So
yes,
or other way around.
Yeah.
So.
We
left Subway.
Yeah.
And we were getting closer, and I think like 10 minutes later, we turned a corner.
Yes.
Now this is after the snow had been in our face a little bit, and we were like, okay. So he pulled his hoodie down. I didn't have one.
I had my jersey, my baseball cap on too, my Joker one.
So I just kind of kept my head down, and we turned a corner, and all of a sudden the snow was really in our face. Like I felt like I was getting pummeled.
So we started really thinking maybe we should get a cab or something. Like the next cab we'll look at getting a car. Like
we first said let's get a cab, but by this point we were in a part of town where they didn't frequent.
Yeah, they weren't showing up anywhere.
We were like in the what would you call it? Like not domestic, residential.
Yes,
a little residential area between downtown proper and the arts district. I guess is probably where the theater is.
Sort of an Allentown.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, just there's just a lot of little apartments and little houses.
Little places.
that they charge exorbitantly for anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we're walking around down there, but it's coming down. It's getting really annoying.
It's getting worse, too.
Even with your head down, it's like it's getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I think I turned to Stevie and I'm like, we could make it, but like we should just get a Lyft.
Yeah, so download the app.
I think I said Uber actually.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't have Uber. I'm like, no, I have Lyft. You can just download it. I'll get you someone. So we found somebody on Lyft. Guy came out, picked us up. Was super sweet.
Yeah.
Did that Uber/Lyft thing where they immediately offer you gum.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I was like, no, I'm good.
I had to struggle.
Spray LSD on it or some shit. I don't trust them.
Anyway, it was just really funny. And it made me think of it when we saw the movie later.
Yeah, no, me too. I was like, that's awesome.
We eventually just get a Lyft. Stevie's kind enough to pay for it. Paid for both our Lyfts, actually.
It's all good. Well, you couldn't because, your phone didn't work in Canada and only mine.
Yeah, my phone was completely shut down in Canada, which I did not remember happening, but it does. Which is nice, so no roaming charges for my boss. I don't think he'd like that very much.
No. Sure you'd feel like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So...
Canada, fuck you, whatever.
So I didn't have a working phone.
Yep.
Which will lead into the struggles that come up later. So we take our Lyft to the theater, and there's a line forming. It's not too huge, but it's an outside line, like not inside the place.
But
so we're like, great. We're just still gonna be cold. At least we got to warm up a little bit for like a couple minutes.
We got the rest, so we weren't standing.
Yeah, we called for a Lyft for like a 1 kilometer ride. Like,
no, it was more. It was a couple kilometers.
It was 3 minutes.
I don't care. It was a couple kilometers. I'm taking my pride back. All right.
There's no rescuing that shit.
Where are you going? Right there.
Are you serious? Shut up. Drive me.
So you want your $20 or
not? He drove us there. So we start sitting in line. Now, mind you, Stevie has a ticket to both the first and second show. I only have a ticket for the second show, but I was thinking that, they would not have an issue with me just like sitting in the lobby, and not actually going into the show. Yeah. Turns out that was not the case. We tried to get in the building. They turned me away because my ticket wasn't valid. It wasn't coming up valid ticket for the show.
Yeah, because it's for the later show, not the early one.
So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just have to find a place. Like, I wasn't expecting him to not let me in. I was like,
at least into the building.
I guess I'll just have to find a place to chill out until the second show.
So as that's going on, I'm in contact with Stephen Gris, who I know through Twitter, the Kevin Smith thing. He does the Shecky song, Shecky Don't Like. He does a whole bunch of shit with Kevin. It's fucking awesome. His stuff, his music's in the movie and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I'm talking to him back and forth. We've never met face to face. I wanted to say, because I love meeting the people on there, and that was one of my goals at this, to meet as many Kevin Smith people as I could. And we were back and forth talking. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm by the front door, but my buddy couldn't get in because he didn't have a ticket to the first show. We just have tickets for the second show together. Mm-hmm. And he's like, holy shit, hold on. And the dude comes running up to me. He's like, here, take this, get him. And I was like, oh shit. So I ran. I was like, thanks, man. I run out there. And I run down to where we came from, down the other way, and I didn't see you. I was like, fuck, how far did he get? And then I turned around, and I'm like, maybe he went the other way. So I just, out of luck, just turned back and went the other way. And that's when I saw you. I'm running at Aaron with this fucking cop ticket in my hand. And I'm like, dude, let's go. I got you in.
So, mind you, this very well could have been disastrous. If Steve had gone the opposite direction, I would be wandering alone in a strange city, not knowing...
the backwards the way you went, too.
Unable to contact anyone because my phone didn't work.
Yeah, because I couldn't call him or anything. I'm like, shit, I gotta find his ass.
So, he did eventually find me and pull me back in. And this time I got in thanks to that VIP ticket. So, very big thank you to Stephen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would have been fine. She said, the person I talked to said there was Burger King just up the street.
You could have hung out there, but still.
Having said that, it was still quite a relief to be able to get inside. So and actually stay and watch the movie this time. So big thanks to Stephen Gris for making that happen. That is huge. Thank you, sir. But if by off chance you end up listening to this, so
got to give Steve a big hug. Met his dad, which was awesome, and then
Super cool people.
So he gave us comp tickets. So instead of sitting in the seats we were originally gonna sit in, well, at least where I was going to be, which was pretty far back in the orchestra section, we ended up.
Steve, where did we wind up sitting?
We ended up going to the mezzanine on the upper left.
Oh, it's so close.
We walk.
It's so close.
Like
it was so funny. It was so funny. I said, we're going up to the mezzanine. And Stevie goes, the mezzanine? He was really stoned. He called it the messina and then the mezzanine. And I'm like, so I deliberately just now set him up to say it because I wanted to hear how he'd butcher it. So Stevie had not encountered the concept of a mezzanine before.
I didn't know what the big words meant. We're in theater world.
Like, mezzanine Italian?
Yeah.
Just basically like a small, thin balcony.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, so we said goodbye to Stephen and his dad, and they were going to go off and hang out wherever they were back in the back area, probably.
So he got you better tickets than he had?
No. He's in probably backstage area. No. He's
goddamn.
No, he's working there.
Absolutely Canadian.
Yeah, right. That'd be awesome.
Well, I'll just sit outside the
So yeah, we start walking over, and I'm looking at the ticket, and I'm like, I don't know where the fuck these seats are, because I didn't know what the hell the word meant. So I walk over to these two people sitting by the stairs, and I'm like, do you know where this is? And they're like, yeah, it's up there. Oh, you're one of the guests. You can sit wherever you want up there. So we're like, okay, cool.
How special are these tickets Stephen got us?
So we got to sit up in the upper left area of the stage, man. Like Kevin Smith, right down there.
Like this VIP area.
Nice.
I was like.
And their snack bar was badass. They had wine, beer, and then candy. The candy was awesome. I got 4 candy bars that night.
So was the eye candy.
Oh my gosh.
The girl serving the wine.
She did that shit on purpose.
Very free and open.
In the front area, so the door's opening in front of her, the cold door. She's not wearing a bra. She's wearing a very thin, white, lacy thing. So you can see everything. And they're just freaking quarter size just sticking out 10 millimeters and shit. I'm just trying not to stare. I was like, oh shit. And Aaron's like, yes, and I still the whole time Aaron's looking at the snack bar and I'm trying to look this way. And I'm just like, man, I really want one of those Jay and Silent Bob shirts, man. Those things are fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's trying desperately not to look at this girl, and I'm like,
I really want.
Fuck it. I'm in a different country altogether. I foresee no way that this could backfire on me so badly, so I just openly stared. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It might be sexist, but it's if she's wearing that,
she's doing it. She knows why.
She knows.
She's trying to get.
There's no way she doesn't know.
Yeah, she gotta know.
It probably helps sell more wine because guys are like, hey.
Yeah, I will go to this line instead. But yeah, he did a little intro thing to the movie, and then Jay did a little video intro thing because he unfortunately wasn't there for this half of the show. He missed his kid. I get it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And then we got to watch Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Kevin introduced it first.
Oh.
It was it was a 10-minute long bit. It wasn't too long, but I mean he had a couple stories to tell.
Mm-hmm.
What was really funny to me was as soon as he mentioned Brian O'Halloran from Clerks, the audience goes, woo! People losing their shit.
Yeah.
And Kevin starts talking about people going, woo! Popping at the mere mention of people's names. So then a few sentences later, he mentions Ben Affleck. The audience gives a woo! And I just thought that was the funniest thing. I'm like, I wish I had recorded that so I could put it on the internet and tag Ben Affleck in it.
Oh my god, that would have been great. Oh shit!
No, it was just really funny.
Affleck's career destroyed by Brian O'Halloran.
Yes.
So yeah, it was really funny. Jason's movie you got to see, Madness in the Mountain.
I did.
Oh, you did see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. I love it.
I wanted to see that before I saw this.
Yeah. Brian O'Halloran was good in that, too.
Yes. Oh, yeah, very.
Anyway, so they changed his character so much. Well, yeah, he's not playing Dante. He's playing Brian O'Halloran.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's different.
So, anyway, yeah, he gives a spiel. He talks a bunch, some stories. It was a lot of laughs.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten very good. Like Kevin Smith
Yeah.
is very, very good at his. I think this is like his brand of stand up.
And it is. That's exactly like Carlin was his. Carlin was his
just
fucking
an
idol.
excellent storyteller.
Yeah, like on when I listen to Pandora at night, his stories will pop up every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, talking about when he got Jay into Green Arrow.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever they film up in Vancouver there, all the DC
Like
shows.
Supergirl and all that shit.
Yeah, when he gets them into those and shit, tell stories about it. They're fucking funny.
Yeah, they are. So it is a form, and he's always loved performing like that.
Yeah.
And you can tell because these beats are down.
It's
like
kinda
between
like
that show and the second show, dude, it's like oh shit.
If you ever listen to Henry Rollins,
Yeah.
spoken word, he is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I like his music, but I'm definitely a fan of his spoken word tours. Because me and Al went and saw him in Allentown years and years ago. Plus, I had the CDs, and then you can find like lots of his stuff on YouTube. And he's just an awesome fucking speaker. Like he's one of those guys you can talk for a long time, and you never get tired of it. All right, just wrap it up. You know, come on, Hank.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, you'd be too afraid to with Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
But he's such a down to earth guy. Like you like,
Yeah.
you just like I just hang with this guy. He's fucking awesome.
Anyway, so we were enjoying Kevin speechifying, and then we got to watch the movie.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Stoned out of our minds.
Yeah. I was a couple edibles.
I wasn't completely stoned yet. I would get stoned later.
Yes. Okay.
So we watched the rest of the movie. We say goodbye to Stephen Gris and his dad
because they were staying for the second showing.
Yeah, but we now both had tickets for the second one, so we're like, all right, we'll just. They're gonna put us outside.
Before that, during the first showing, I've seen the movie a couple times now, so I left in the middle of the first movie to go smoke a couple times.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
How do you not remember? Oh, you were messed up the second movie. That's why. I went out and smoked a joint with some random dude outside during the first movie, and then I vaped. I went out to vape, and the security guard I met the dude. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, go ahead. You got your stamp in that. I know. I'll remember you. Because I had the jersey on.
Yeah,
I have my Go Gotham jersey.
It's hard to forget a man wearing a poop on his front.
Yeah, I wore my Captain's Go Gotham jersey for the night. So dude saw me. I went out and I vaped for like 5 minutes, and then he just let me back in the door. He let me out of it, so I didn't stand in any lines and shit.
Yeah.
So I got back in, and then when we came out of the movie, they started ushering people.
They were ushering people out, and we realized, oh crap, we're going to be standing outside. It's going to be even colder, and we're going to have to wait until the second show's ready.
Yes, and there's already a long ass line.
And were we talking about it, and somebody overheard us? Because I think it just kind of came up organically. We didn't ask them.
Well, what happened? We went off to the side, so we're waiting for the bathroom. So we stay in here as long as we can, get as warm as we can first. There's a long ass line for the men's room. We'll wait till that dies down. We'll go to the bathroom. Then we'll go outside, get as much time inside. So at that time, I'm also trying to message Amy because she's showing up soon, and then Josh Roush because we said we were going to meet up, man, so we finally meet face to face and shit. So I'm trying to get a hold of both of them. I can't get a hold of Josh, and we get ready to go back outside, and we said something. I think we were talking to Steve. Oh, Stephen Gris. That's when he said goodbye, I think. And we were doing something. And we had our tickets in our hand, our comp tickets.
Yeah.
And then the security guard that
he overheard us.
That we were like, oh crap, we gotta go back inside. We got tickets for the second show. Yeah. And that was the guy who let me in and out a couple of times to go smoke. He pushed us to the VIP section, moved the rope. He's like, you guys stay in here and don't leave this area, the VIP section. And he closed the rope off. And I'm like, all right, fucking cool.
So we chilled in the VIP area until everybody got ushered out. And then we just watched people's tickets got ushered in.
And it was funny because I hear it, the text of Amy is, where are you? And then I look outside and she's there in line, waving all cold. And I'm just like, I'm not going out there. I'll have to go back in that line.
Yeah, it was funny.
Just point to the velvet rope.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, it was so freaking awesome.
So everybody eventually, I finally met not chasing Amy. Which is delightful. I've known of her for some years, I think.
Yeah.
Since you guys first connected online. And you mentioned her at some point. Mm-hmm. And she's just as cool as I imagined.
Oh, my God, she's awesome.
Yeah. Her boy's pretty cool, too. Darren was his name? Yeah, he's a solid dude.
They were cool. We got to hang out by the bar area.
Really good conversation with them, even though we were stoned.
Yeah. Because I gave them. I had the edibles, the little bunny ones, and I haven't Oh, no, I busted into one for the first movie. Right. And then I was like, hey, do you guys like edibles? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, here you go. Here's a bag of edibles. Because I had the other tin still. And I'm like, I don't need all this. I got to go back over the border tomorrow. I can't bring it with me.
Got to carry the shit.
So, I'm like, I can't have it. So I was like, all right, so here's a bag for you guys. And I think I gave one to you at that point, the bunnies. Because I gave one to you, and then I gave it to them.
Did not have that. I had one of the bears.
Oh, you had a bear. Okay, that was later then. So I gave them the bag. They had a gummy each or whatever. And then I was like, well, we're talking. I'm like, well, I'm going to go and smoke an actual joint because I had 2 on me. And I've already seen the beginning of this show, so I'm not too worried. So I left to go outside and smoke. I was going to try to get back in, and I met some dude out there. And I just smoked. He was about to smoke a joint. I'm like, no, dude, fucking smoke this. I can't bring it back with me. So we shared that. And then we got almost down to like maybe there was like a quarter left. I'm like, all right, I'm going to run back inside. And then I went back in. The same security guard dude let me back in that other door. And then I went to find you. Or no, I went down to the seats. Yeah, because we had the tickets for the second one. We went to our actual seats because we were like 7th fucking row or some shit.
Yeah, the tickets we purchased were again really close.
Yeah, so it worked out.
Not in the mezzanine. I wish we'd just gone to it. So yeah, we wound up getting our seats, and they were in the middle of the row. And I'm a large person. I accept this. But the amount of space I had made me feel like I was in a coffin.
It was very. They're not forgiving.
I think I don't know if those were movable. The ones down on the floor.
I don't know.
The ones in the mezzanine definitely were, but I don't know about the ones down below.
Right.
But they were very similar seats, and it was just so compact compared to the mezzanine where we could splay out.
Especially the older theaters. Like I've gone to Shays before, and they haven't updated recently, and those are tiny seats for my big ass.
Yeah, it's hard.
So we're watching the movie.
We're watching the movie.
Oh, I gave you an edible at this point.
Yeah, you gave me an edible.
I told you to eat
early in the movie. I ate half of it, and
just because we weren't sure,
was the most blazed I had been the entire trip.
I did not know. As I said, half.
I wrapped up the other half and put it in a candy wrapper, shoved it in my pocket. And we watched the movie again, although it was increasingly difficult to pay attention because my leg was cramping up like a motherfucker. I had just been walking 40 minutes in the cold, and I'd gotten a cramp along the way. So now I'm scrunched up into this seat that has me trying to stretch out my legs at different angles, and it's just not working. And finally, although I hated to do it, I just turned to Stevie and I said, I gotta go. And so I just got up, and I made unfortunately the other 2 people next to us get out of their seats so they could let me out.
So he left.
They missed part of the movie, and I feel bad about that.
I'm watching the movie. I'm like, okay, it's either one of 2 things: either the edible kicked in and he's getting sick, or he's really gotta go to the bathroom. So it's one of 2 things. So I'll let him go for like 20 minutes or so.
He was incorrect on both counts.
So that's what I figured. So I was like, I'm just gonna sit here for like 20 minutes.
He thought you went to the mezzanine.
I did go to the mezzanine.
So he did. So
I was like, I walked back and I was just kind of sitting against the wall, and I noticed that people were going up and down into the mezzanine. Nobody was checking anything. Nobody gave a shit. I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I just went upstairs and sat on a much more comfortable seat on the right side of the stage overlooking Kevin.
The opposite of where we were.
Yeah, pretty much the opposite from where we were the first time. So now I'm getting the second angle. And I just watched from there. And I occasionally kept an eye on Stevie, like hoping I could like wave to him or something. I eventually just gave up. Movie ends. Kevin comes out and starts doing his Q&A, and I think this is where you got up to look for me.
Yeah.
So I had taken one last look as Kevin started the Q&A because I figured if Steve was going to move, it was going to be at that point. But he was still in his seat at this point, so I gave up and I turned back and paid attention to Kevin. And then some point after that, Stevie got up. I went looking for Aaron. I hadn't been back since like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, so I went to the bathrooms first, obviously. Didn't see him in there. Then I went to the VIP area in the back, behind the bar. Weren't there. And I was like, all right. So I went to the other side of the theater, checked out there. And then I went outside for a minute and went, he's not out here. And I'm like, well, hopefully he's not gone. We'll find out.
Because, again, we have no way to contact each other.
And at that point, I was trying to get a hold of Josh again.
Right.
So then I came back in. I was like, well, fuck, I'll check back. So I'm walking back to the seat, and that's when you caught me.
Yeah.
So we went back up.
I started looking for him and found him immediately. So I think we know who's better at hide and seek.
Me, I can hide. Or wait a minute. Damn.
No.
Super quick.
You can do neither. You could not hide nor seek.
You're right. Fuck.
So we did reconnect, thankfully,
Mm-hmm.
and we watched the rest of the Q&A in the right mezzanine.
Yep.
And
I just chilled.
And I was blazed out of my mind. The edible had kicked in by this point, and I was like, "Oh, hey, no pain."
Yeah.
I was just paying attention, hanging on Kevin's every word, because it was so entertaining to me. And his second show,
It was cool.
was better than his first show.
And
His
longer.
first show, I mean, he's always funny no matter what he does, but he. It seemed almost, I want to say, artificial.
The first show was more scripted, I think.
It was more formulaic. Like, I know you cannot determine what the questions they're going to be there.
But you can sway.
But he seems to find ways to curve himself into the story he wants to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And the first show, he was all about that.
Yeah.
The second show, I'm guessing his edible kicked in. He was way more relaxed during the Q&A. At first, I thought he seemed tired, and then I was like, nah,
He's probably just stoned.
Totally chill.
And he was in Toronto yesterday or Sunday too, because I saw pictures of him still out there. So I think he knew he was chilling there for the night.
Yeah, he was relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling some good stories. Told some great stories about George Carlin.
Yeah, they were fucking good.
Oh man, I could listen to him talk about George Carlin or Stan Lee all day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and we did. Kevin went on long, to
long.
nobody's surprise.
Like 3 a.m. or 2.
The show ended at 2 a.m. We got back to our room by like 2:30 or something like that. So yeah, that was fun. And we just chilled and listened to Kevin. He had like a 60-minute time limit. He went 30 minutes over that.
Yeah.
Because his stagehand Liv Roush had a sign up to wrap it up.
Sure, I'm sure
Liv
was out there. I mean, I was pretty high.
Sitting there for like 30 minutes, just holding the sign. And she's not even paying attention now. She's got it between her legs. She's like doing something on her fingernails or whatnot. It was really funny. I'm like, yeah, she knows how he's going to be. She's been on every stop of this tour.
Yep.
So, so second show was way more chillaxed, and it just seemed way more enjoyable for that reason.
Yeah.
And then Kevin called it a night, and everybody left, and
we hung out up top as long as we
a
could.
bit longer because Stevie was really trying to reach Dr. Josh Roush, who he had not been able to meet up with halfway through the show. So, but he really wanted to meet him. So we hung out waiting in the theater area for a while, even as everybody emptied out and there was just workers left resetting the stage and whatnot. And, we're hanging out, and it's just not really getting anywhere. So we decided to head out to the lobby and look.
Yeah, and we were told Liv was out by the merchandise.
Yeah.
So go talk to Liv. So we went over to the table, and I saw Liv there, and I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, I'm Midnight Smoke. She's like, and she recognized who I was by that because I've talked to her on Twitter and stuff. And Josh, she's like, oh, Josh will be out here in a little bit. He's just packing up, blah, blah, blah. Just wait here. She's just getting her stuff ready. Mm-hmm. And then a little bit after that, Josh showed up, and then we finally got to meet the man, give him a hug, and talked for a bit, and then
poor guy was sick, but he offered you the chance not to do it.
Yep, I'm like, no, it's the only time. I mean, unless I can get to freaking LA or something, which I'm hoping for next year, but we'll see.
He was a seriously cool dude. You hear him on almost every episode of Hollywood Babylon, so I knew what his voice would sound like before he even spoke. I was like, yes. That's so cool. I felt bad though because I had practiced in my head saying, I love your work on Hollywood Babylon. Thank you so much for that. And I was gonna say I'm really looking forward to that Michael Parks documentary he's working on. But it just completely skipped my mind because I was blazed.
Sorry.
I was so stoned. I completely forgot. That's okay. It was fine. I'm pretty sure he understood. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And Stevie and him headed off.
Yeah, freaking
to the
awesome.
point where Stevie gave him all his leftover weed.
Yeah, I was like, hey, man, I can't. I'm going across the border tomorrow morning, man. I'm going to hold my vape for tonight so that way Aaron and I can hit it. But here's a can of edibles, man. Here's another joint. So whatever you want to do, you can hand it off, give it to whatever. I don't care. It's whatever. It's legal here. Do what you need. And then he gave me another big hug and we talked. And then he hooked us up with some merch.
Yeah, he gave us free t-shirts.
Yeah, I was like, oh, shit, man. And then he said,
Blunt Man Be Chronic shirt.
Hell yeah. So he's got one of those and told me to get a hold of him whenever I'm in LA for a show. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So we can go and...
Very, very cool, dude.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome, man.
And we caught another lift back to the hotel.
Yeah, because
fuck
no,
no,
we learned our lesson.
Well, it's a bit more expensive this time. Stevie footed the bill.
It's all good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we made it back to the hotel without incident. Thank heavens.
And then I went on a hunt
where my jacket was.
Yeah, which I asked when we were at the pizza place. I'm like, "Do you want to go back for your jacket?" And he said,
like, "No, that's warm enough."
Are you sure? Because I have a hoodie and a hat, man. I'm in a jersey, so I'm like, I'm safe, you know.
Everybody knows jerseys are known for their warmth.
No, it's just I'm really little, and the emblem's huge, and it covers my entire chest.
So anyway, yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to sleep.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Couldn't, because those beds were too fucking tiny.
Yeah, they were fucking uncomfortable.
I think even my subconscious self was like, you're gonna fall off any second.
Yeah, right. You were coming close. Because I went back downstairs because I was like, I need to make use of this fucking vape that I spent $70 goddamn on. So I went down to the lobby. As there was a vending machine, because I didn't want to go out by myself there, and I was too. No, I don't want to leave this hotel room now. And they're like, yeah, it's on the 8th floor or something. So I went to that one. Then I got my drink. Then I came back down to the lobby, went up to the front where you parked the truck. And I just like sat out there for like 10 minutes just sucking on the damn thing. I'm like, this one's going to hurt. Like, I just sat out there and I'm like, okay, drink. Okay, wow. Okay, hold on. And I was standing for a minute, wait. I'm like, I could probably hit it 2 or 3 more times. Do that, and I'm like, all right, fuck this. Where's my key? And it took me a minute, got the key, got inside. I'm like, now I can go to bed.
We were so sure that we were going to be fine because we'd both been stoned for the last portion of the day. Like, we were positive.
We should just be like, bam. Because we were walking there all the time. Like,
and I was so tired. I was just ready to just go on, but it just did not happen. I just tossed and turned the whole night. Sucked balls.
Like, at one point, it was like 4 a.m. Or no, I think I got the bed at 4. I got up at 5 or 6. And I was like, I gotta take a shower. I'm just like, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna take a shit. And I took it, and oh no, I didn't even take a shit. I was like, I just need to take a shower. I was like, I don't know why. I don't feel clean right now. So I went and took a shower. I'm like, fuck this.
Sweating fucking THC.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought it was the bed, man. I was like, fuck it. I was like, after I got changed, I was like, fuck it, I'll just fuck around on my tablet.
Coming out your pores.
Why'd you grab my tablet? I was just going to play on that. And then you were tossing and turning like crazy. You just got up.
Yeah, it eventually rolled around to like 8:30, and I said, fuck this.
Yeah, because we were going to get up at like 10, get out at 11, get home at like 1 or 2, you know? Yeah. Take our time getting home.
All the same, blessing in disguise. Yes. It worked out that way.
Holy shit, because we left, and we left early. Yeah, and then we left and we went to Tim Hortons, and then while we were there, and I also got the French toast bagel, but this time with just butter, not cream cheese, because I wanted to see what the difference was. Mm-hmm. Still yummy. All the yummy.
So yeah, while we're in Tim Hortons, the weather turns bad. Like the slight tiny snowflakes that were falling before have quintupled in size. And they're like dinner plates falling through the sky. Like, Jesus Christ. And like, we better get out of here before it gets too bad.
And we didn't get that far, man, from Toronto. We just got outside of Toronto and then stopped at a Tim Hortons.
Yeah, and then boom. Check out weird. So we continued our trip, but we were like, it was really starting to get nasty when we were approaching the border. And then, like, once we got through the border, like, gone. Like, nothing.
It was, like, awesome.
Like, all the weather just turned off. It's like, we're good.
That was nice.
You got out of the zone. Congratulations. And yeah, so I drove Stevie home. Didn't even give me a kiss, son of a bitch. But he did cover the lifts. So I guess I can. I guess I can't. I should have put out. That's my bad.
Anyway, you stayed in his bed the whole night. What the fuck?
Yeah. Both of you got one of those tiny ass beds.
We could have pushed them together.
We should have.
Just left from that bed.
What the fuck happened in here?
I could be Little Spoon. It's
Dude,
fine.
no joke. It looked like a fucking room that was attached to like a grown-up room, like for the kids.
Oh,
That's what it looked like. It looked like a room for like 2 little kids.
Yeah, there was no room for anything in there.
Nothing.
Like,
There was no bathroom door. It was one of those sliding doors that didn't really close.
yeah, the door to the bathroom didn't close.
It was like you would slide it and it would bounce
rollers.
off the door.
It was on rollers. In front of the. It was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever like.
It's like
Holy
a
shit!
reformed college dormitory.
Dude, it was
Yeah,
really
I know.
fucking much. I think it was. I wouldn't be surprised. The staff was cool. I'll give them that.
Yeah, the staff were. The staff.
They
were
didn't
cool.
give a fuck.
The room was clean.
Yes,
the staff were
it was.
cool. The hallways were cool.
The TV,
Neighbors
there was a
were
lot
not
of channels on the
problem.
TV.
Like no, everything was fine
It's just the
except
size.
the actual size of the room and the beds did not go well for us. And I think I'm just never gonna get a room unless it's got a king in it from now on. Like just fuck this noise.
Yeah, you're the queen's fine.
Hey.
So that is our entire trip
Mm-hmm.
to the one thing I regret that we didn't get to do was we were going to stop by a place called Snakes and Lattes.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
So,
somebody talk about that one.
board game cafe.
Wanted to
It would have been so cool, but I had been setting aside time in my mind to go there, but because I was planning to drive. But then once we saw the traffic in downtown, we were like,
The
we
construction.
can't drive, so we won't.
No. And then the dispensary took longer than I thought it would. I didn't think it was going to be as busy as it was.
So
It's okay. Another reason to go back to Toronto.
yeah, I guess next time Kevin Smith's in the area.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll come our side
Although I
next
heard something about the 10th anniversary, which I don't think we're going to be able to make because that's like scheduled right smack dab in the middle of our trip to Vegas,
time.
unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly.
That's just the 10th.
The weekend of the 10th, yes.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
the 10th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know what the 10th anniversary of it was.
I can't remember.
Was it Smod Squad maybe or something like
It's
that?
okay. What is it?
I really can't remember. Amy would know.
Yeah, Amy was the one who was bringing it up. So
Not
I
chasing
hope
Amy.
she would know. Yes, that is her name. Yeah, so that was a good time.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, I'm baked. I don't even know where to go.
There's nowhere left to go. We covered what we meant to cover. That's all we were supposed to talk about was our trip. We're filling Jorge in like he was to bring him into our trip, as it were.
I get to live vicariously through you.
Yay!
I wish you were there,
Just
man.
without the walking and cold.
Oh, yeah, that probably would have
part
sucked.
Well, it didn't
Well,
suck entirely because
No.
downtown's really very
It was
pretty.
pretty. There was tons of theater.
Oh, yeah, I
rooms.
bet it's Toronto. Beautiful.
Holy
city, don't get me
shit.
wrong.
Toronto's amazing, and the people are amazing too. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love Toronto.
I couldn't believe it. I'm
My,
looking around, like thinking, like, I wish this is what America would be like.
We kept commenting like, I live here. Shit. This wouldn't be hard.
Even other cities, like the last 2 times me and Bob went down to Pittsburgh for Magic the Gathering Grand Prix finals or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just hanging around downtown Pittsburgh was fucking awesome. Because we were down there, we walked from the Pittsburgh Convention Center to some, like, well-known, like, local restaurant. The Miners or the Mine or something. It's like this restaurant has been there for like 100 years.
Oh, no shit.
It's kind of a hole in the wall, but it's like where all the coal miners and shit would go when their shift was up at 6 a.m.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, they'd go there at like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, drink beers, eat food, and then go home and crash and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like a local landmark.
Yeah, like the end of the day you go
Yeah,
there.
they're known for their, I think it's just called the Pittsburgh. I think it's is it corned beef or roast beef sandwich with coleslaw and french fries on it.
Oh, that sounds fucking good.
It was really good, yeah. I
Oh
mean,
my god, that sounds
like other stuff, so yeah, like me and Bob and a bunch of like all the Magic guys we hang out with because we met up, like you guys met up with Amy and whoever you knew.
Yeah.
We didn't go down with, but there's a lot of guys that from the Buffalo area.
You
That
know,
would go down, so
met
we met
up
up with
there.
them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we know about this place. We walked. I mean, I don't know how far it was. It was like a couple city blocks. It was a little bit of a hike,
Right.
and we're kind of going through the quasi shady part of Pittsburgh. So like, oh, good come out here. Like there was
Oh,
one. We're walking by like it's a nightclub because inside you can see like people sitting out front smoking, like just cigarettes
Right.
back then. Maybe it's we don't fucking know. But they're sitting out front smoking. You can see in the door and it had like the flashing lights, like the rave lights or whatever.
Yeah.
The building's an old church.
Oh,
There's
sweet.
no way it was not a church at one point. It's a fucking church.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm just kind of like, well, okay. So there's a rave on his church at fucking midnight, in downtown Pittsburgh. They all fucking keep going.
That's the church I want to go
Yeah.
to. That's fucking awesome, right? Dropping LSD and shit. Like,
Fucking rave.
worship me, worship me.
But even, I don't know, like, I called Stan while we were down there the one time. And I was telling him fucking also it was just, like, the city was just, like, it was just different.
Right.
From what we're used
It's
to.
different life,
But it was so
man.
nice and clean. And just fucking, just something different. It didn't have that huge city feel.
Right.
But we were in down fucking town. Like, we were in the shadow of the PNC building.
Yeah. Like, you were there, but it's like a little community.
We were right there. The convention center was right on the river.
Oh,
you can
shit.
see the Three River. You can see where the Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium is, Three River Stadium.
Yeah.
Where the Three Rivers converge.
Oh, cool.
So, like, literally, you could, like, fucking throw a rock and be in the water. All the bridges and shit.
No
But it's just
shit.
fucking cool. Like, yeah, it's a downtown city. It's nice. I mean, I think the only like questionable part of Pittsburgh was like the outskirts when we tried to stop at Popeyes for Bob.
Oh, yeah.
When it was closing because they ran out of chicken or something like that.
Yeah.
That neighborhood was a little suspect. But
Well,
obviously,
anywhere there's a Popeyes and runs out of chicken is suspect.
if it's even there.
Like, where did the chicken go? It's all gone, man.
So it's funny, we got like the first time we're in Pittsburgh, we stopped this one because it was GPS, a little government thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it gives us a location. Like, all right, it's not too far. We go find it. And it's in like, it's not like a plaza, but it's like off. It's kind of like a big mall parking lot, but it's like a strip mall. So it's like off the road.
Right.
So like it's its own little community. So there's not like, once you get in the parking lot, you're just cruising around the parking
In
lot.
that area, yeah.
And there's like a Best Buy and a Home Depot and all these like bigger box stores. So we get there and like, it's like a decent time. Lights are off. Like, there's no way. So we get out, we're looking, and I can't remember, like, the sign said they should have been open, but they weren't. Chairs on the tables, no sign of anybody. No cars, no nothing. All right, I think this one's closed. So we start heading back. We stop at a Sonic. Just outside of Pittsburgh.
Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic's awesome.
Oh, dude, this is funny. So just me and Bob this time. This is the first time I went to Pittsburgh. Just me and Bob went down.
Right.
So we go to the Popeyes. It's closed, like done closed.
Yeah.
So we finally, we figure out, we're just trying to find shit that we don't have around here.
Right.
Which was a Sonic at the time. So, all right, fuck it, we'll stop at Sonic. We stop there, and that's when we get, now, this is Sonic. Sonic's pretty cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Between me and Bob, we spent about $45.
Jesus. Holy crap. I
had
had a full meal there and a dessert for $12.
I spent 45 and the two of us.
Oh my god.
I think Bob
is
was the one.
nuts.
Well, he's the one that got two different milkshakes and all desserts, and he's the one
Yeah.
that went nuts.
That sounds about right. How does he not have diabetes?
Yeah, I'm not saying I was much better, but still.
I know, yeah. Why did you get diabetes and he didn't?
The entire dash of my car was just full of food.
Oh my god.
We had several orders of chili cheese tots and hot dogs and milkshakes and
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
Fuck, that sounds good, man.
That
Chili
sounds
cheese tots.
amazing.
Fuck, it's been so long.
Yeah. So we eat, and we're like, all right, we'll save this for later. We didn't eat all of it.
Right, yeah.
So we're driving, and the fucking itis hits because I'm sitting there driving.
Yup.
Scripts and shit. Like, I gotta pull over, dude. I gotta take a nap. He's like, all right, cool, me too. So I pulled the rest stop and just crashed for a couple hours. Put the seat back.
Yeah.
Fucking out. Didn't give a shit.
Done that shit, man. When my dad and I drove back from Utah after I got out of the service, man, he flew to Utah.
Mhm.
I bought a CRV because I just had a Cavalier at the time. I couldn't fit all that shit, me and my dad, in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, he flew back. He flew to Utah, and then we just drove straight. And at one point, halfway through the U.S., we're like, all right, dude, let's get an hour or two sleep. So we would just pull off somewhere and just switch
Yeah.
and just go. And at one point, we were just like, no, we just got to stop.
Yeah.
Because it was every 3 hours, and I was smoking hardcore at that point. I'm just like, stay awake, stay awake. The window down and shit, and fucking just nothing but darkness. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what you did, but when I went to Arizona, it was really scary because driving through the panhandle of Texas there.
Yeah.
That little short spot.
Yep.
And because you're out in the fucking country, it's at night, it's pitch black. And I'm like, and there was a time of the year, I'm like,
shit.
I had the local radio on.
Oh no.
I'm like, if there's a tornado or something, I don't know. There's no lights. I'm going through bumfuck Texas.
Go through a tornado, and whoa, you're gone.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to hear a fucking air raid siren for a tornado or what. So, I mean, it's pitch black. Yeah, that's how it was. I drove down. It was like that.
Oh man, this is nuts.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you guys had a great time.
Yeah, it was a fantastic weekend.
It's always fun to go and explore. Fuck it, whatever.
It was funny just because like a couple of traffic, like a couple things went wrong, and then all of a sudden shit would just like bam. Here's some comp tickets. Here's some special seats.
Yeah, really.
Here you can meet these people, and here's like, oh shit, here's a shirt.
You're both baked as hell.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? You all rock.
You should have gone to the Shogun Chinese restaurant. It's like a chain place in Canada.
Yeah, oh, I've been there before. It's just fucking good too.
Yeah, you'd like it. There's tons of shit. Like,
yeah,
there's like 2 rooms full of shit for food, and then they have like 6 dining rooms. It's fucking huge.
You spend a day there.
Yeah.
Everybody brings handhelds we can play with each other.
Yeah.
My handhelds, I mean video games.
Not penises?
Play with each other, I mean play with each
yeah.
other.
I mean, I'm down for whatever. I offered in the room, he wouldn't do anything. Son of a bitch. Gotta be in a committed fucking relationship.
Sorry.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was our trip, man.